Welcome back to the podcast, Heal Without Harm. My name is Dr. Clayton Dir, physical therapist and the one bringing you the truth about the medical system. Today is going to be a little bit about how to navigate it. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point, and it's going to be rolling off the back of me thinking about a conversation I had today. I ran into someone who works out at a local gym, and I was like, "Oh, hey, you work out at this gym?" And she's like, "Yeah, I haven't been in there in a while because I jacked my back again." And I said, "Oh, well, what have you got going on?" And she said, "Oh, I've seen a couple PTs for it, but I'm thinking it's just time to get an MRI." And I said, what have you got going on?" And I said, we talked a little bit, pretty much. And it ended up with me saying, "Well, what did the PT do for you?" And she said, "They guessed." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Well, they guessed what was wrong with me, and I just want to know the actual answer of like what's going on." And I said, "I apologize. I was asking, what did they do to you? Like, did they do an MRI? Did they do an X-ray? Did they do, like, what all did they do to help?" She said she doesn't really like dry needling and yada, yada. But the point of this, ultimately, was she felt probably dismissed, not really listened to, and she felt like the PT was guessing with her. And I think that's most people's true interactions when it comes to probably most medical providers, but specifically with physical therapy. The thing is I know that there's research out there, and I've read it, that shows physical therapists are usually actually quite accurate at diagnosing issues, at least into like a bucket of issues. Hey, this is most likely a tendonitis of this tendon or of one of these tendons, or a tendinopathy if you want to get specific. I can rule out disc injuries, nerve injuries, the scary stuff that you guys listening think that may be going on, whether or not you think that. You're just worried that it's something bigger, right? You're worried it's cancer, a fracture, a tear, a pinched nerve, a bulged disc, the big scary stuff. And most of the time it is not. And the thing is most physical therapists, at least good quality ones, who are taking their time, they have time availability, and they're able to diagnose well, PT diagnosis specifically. The first couple tests that we do, whether it be just the conversation we have, the questions we ask, or the first couple tests we do, is really not big, scary stuff. Like the second you come in and I'm not finding neuromuscular weakness, I'm not finding loss of sensation down specific dermatomes, I'm not finding red flag symptoms with you, I've already ruled out all the scary stuff. Like before we get 20 minutes in, I already know like this is a pretty straightforward case. To you, it feels like a unicorn, nobody can help me, nobody can fix me type case. But to me, it's usually pretty straightforward. And if it's not, I'm telling you right away. I sent 2 people, this was weird. I've only referred 2 people to the emergency room in my life as a PT, and both of them took place in the same week. One was for a hip fracture that a different ER actually missed, which is just pitiful. The second one was a potential blood clot in the leg. He went, got it checked out. There was no blood clot, thankfully. However, if you have any of these symptoms, we are sending you on, and most of the time, unless we do like a whole eval and stuff, most of the time we are not charging you. It is, hey, you're in the wrong spot, go see this person. Hey, you're in the wrong spot, go to the ER, go to urgent care type of thing. And so the point of this entire podcast that I'm doing right now, that you're listening to, that hopefully you can share with someone who's been on the fence of what to do, where to go, who to see. Hopefully you have someone in mind that you can send it to, or you are that person that it was sent to. My point with it is that you need to get a second opinion. If you don't feel like you're getting listened to, you don't feel like you're getting the answers you're somewhat looking for, go see someone else. Ask more friends. Put a post on Facebook. Ask where you should go next. Heck, use ChatGPT or something. Who should I see for this type of issue? I've got this skin issue. I've got this knee issue. I've got this blank, blank, blank. The thing is if you are someone with knee pain and you go to an orthopedic doctor, you're going to get orthopedic style results. You're going to get medications and injections and potentially referral to surgery. If you go to a surgeon, they're probably going to recommend surgery. If you go to a PT, they're going to give you conservative care. If you go to your regular doctor, they're going to probably give you something low level and then refer you to one of us. And who they refer you to most of the time, in my experience, is who they know and who the last person is they talked to, as opposed to the specifically best person for you, which most of the time is PT. But I will say, what I have learned in posting on social media is most people don't even realize they can go straight to a physical therapist, and that PTs are the most educated on the musculoskeletal system. And then the second group of people, the ones who have been to PT before, generally write off physical therapy. Like the lady who I talked to today, who spawned this entire chat, she's been to PT and it didn't work. And they didn't do well for her. And I guarantee you, if she comes to me for a second opinion, which I really hope she does, if she comes to me, we're going to get through the 30 minutes, either free consult or the full evaluation. I'm going to say, was your PT anything like this? And she's most likely going to say no. My mission is to get more people to PT. And then once those people go to PT, they either found a good one or they don't find a good one. And the next conversation is, did you get good quality physical therapy? That is going to be the next conversation. I hope this conversation that I'm having with you right now is getting shared and getting passed on to the person that's on the fence on what to do. This is how we change the medical climate. This is how we get people in front of the doctor that can actually help them, not just the generic ones that's going to push pills or push surgery or push injections, because that is getting really old and that is getting really frustrating. I appreciate all of your support. I'm coming up on a year of doing this podcast. It has been significantly fun. Hopefully today you learned a little bit more how to heal without harm, and please forward this on to someone who needs it.